My beautiful hammerhead, and welcome back to another faction reaction. And today, my friend, we have Slaanesh, the Lord and Lady of Excess. But before we dive into the article, I'm sorry I have to do a little bit of administrative work because not everyone watches every video. So the pre-orders for the Skaven type box are, you can see it, June the 29th. And in stores July the 13th. Mark it in your calendar. And of course there is the Slaughter at Hellcrown event. We can talk about this one at either Friday in our Friday stream or Saturday when I go over the 2 short stories that are left for the Dawnbringer Crusade. Okay, and the other thing is right here we have on the community tab here on YouTube, and with Spearhead coming, because I'm really hyped for Spearhead, you can vote in which order I will have to, I will prepare the armies. And this is, by the way, you can also give me a recommendation here down below. This is only where I need maybe just one more unit to build. And yeah, that's basically it. Because Stormcast Eternals and Skaven are, of course, Skave. I'm gonna keep that. Are, of course, from the launch box that I have to build and stuff. Idreneth Deepkin is basically ready. I just have to paint them when I have the time. But yeah, okay, that's it. Let's go witness the arrival of the Knight Azeroth. I know, I'm sorry, there is just so much. Oh, not only the Knight Azeroth, but the Abhorrent Brood Terror. Amazing model. We're gonna talk about this also on Friday stream, not today. Knight Azeroth looks fantastic. Again, Friday stream. So, Slaanesh, Champions of Excess. Let's dive in. Great artwork. This is because slowly Slaanesh is breaking the chains that held it to the subrealm of Ulgish. Then another great artwork, but this is not gonna happen. What happens here? Because winning with Slaanesh is going to be difficult. I already read the article. Let's start with the battle traits. At the end, I will say what I mean with that. So every Hedonites of Slaanesh army, as always, can use the following abilities, the battle traits. Let's start with this one. Start of the battle round, an excess of depravity. Declare, pick up to 3 friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units to be the targets. The effect. The targets have the euphoric keyword for the rest of the battle round. Okay. Let's see what euphoric killers makes. Does have an effect on your units. The effect is, while a friendly unit has the euphoric keyword, that's the passive ability, that unit's weapons have crit 2 hits. That unit can use run ability and still use shoot and or charge abilities later in the turn. It's fine, because so what is the rest of the excess of depravity? Because they could just have compiled these 2 abilities into one. In addition, for each friendly unit you pick, give your opponent 1 temptation dice. Your opponent can use 1 temptation dice to replace 1 wound roll, 1 save roll, 1 ward roll, or 1 run roll for a unit in their army with a 6, or they can use 2 temptation dice to replace 2 of their dice in charge rolls for a unit in their army with 2 6s. Each time your opponent uses a temptation dice, they must roll it. On a 1 and 2, inflict d3 mortal damage on that unit for which the roll was replaced immediately after the ability used by that unit has been resolved. At the end of the battle round, any temptation dice that have not been used are lost. This is one of the best examples of I really enjoy the faction focuses, but I'm still in the mindset of they give us just a little bit of information, but not enough to give us the whole picture. Is this battle trait better than what we have right now? Yes, it is. Is it impactful? It doesn't feel like it. It really feels like it feels really weird. You know me, I am rather upbeat with these videos and in my mood for everything. But I wanted more of this because let's just look it like that. 2 temptation dice for the charge roll. When do you have? Whenever is the time to have 2 6s for your charge. Remember, counter charge is a thing. You can't have all your models 12 inches away from your enemy. And even then, there are abilities in other armies, like Stormcast Eternals as an example, where the prosecutors have 3 dice. And you can... Yeah, well, 2 of them are being replaced with 6s. Yeah, that feels really hard. And, I mean, on a 1 and 2 D3 mortal damage, that's fine. Now, they at least didn't include hit rolls for that one because of the unmodified hit of 6 is an effect. At least that is something, but this doesn't feel that strong. This is giving your opponent fate dice of Siege. This is what it is, and it is 6s. You're giving your enemy another battle trait, basically. But yeah, okay, let's see the battle formations. The battle formations, as always, are the detachments for 40k and Depraved Carnival. It's a passive-aggressive ability, the ecstatic throngs. Not to be, well, read as thongs. Sorry. The effect is add 1 to the hit rolls for friendly Sybarite infantry units while they are damaged or if they had any models slain in the same turn. Again, this feels really weird because this is a wargame. You will always lose models. You will always have damaged units. But it doesn't feel like a balance. The balance is off here. Because if it's in the same turn, so you have to go second, basically. But even then, it feels really weird. Maybe it's just me. But okay, the other battle formations revolve around Seeker Cavalry chasing with reckless devotion and breakneck speed. Okay, sounds interesting. Slipping in and out of combat without reprise, or work to scrape down the winnowed walls of reality and supplement their demonic hordes, or focus on egotistical champions whose reverent warriors claim objectives to honor their ever-perfect masters. Those look way better from the first preview. Okay, but then we have the Arcana and Incantations. We have, of course, the Law of Extravagance. In the hero phase, casting on a 6, of course, the Sadistic Spite. Declare, pick a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh wizard to cast a spell, pick a visible friendly euphoric unit to be the target, then make a casting roll of 2d6. So you're giving your enemy a 6 on a roll. By the way, before I forget, this is after your enemy has rolled. So your enemy can roll, see, okay, cut across might die here, so I'm just gonna give his ward roll a 6. That's basically it. Or, I don't know, my run is not far enough to get to the mission objective. Let's give me a 6. I might lose 1 model. That's it, because, yeah, okay, let's see what Sadistic Spite does. The effect is, the target's melee weapons have crit, mortal, instead of crit, 2 hits for the rest of the battle round, keyword spell unlimited. Which is nice. That one I like. I don't like that the unit has to be euphoric for it. Okay, unit focus. Shalaxi Hellbane. Health 16, move 14, save 4, control 5. Soul Piercer can be battle damaged and has anti-hero +1 to rend. Battle damaged, as we know, is while this unit has 10 or more damage points, the attack's characteristic of its Soul Piercer is 4. So we go down from 6 to 4 attacks, which is fine. As always, it's not that bad. The passive defensive ability is Supernatural Grace. The effect is subtract 1 from hit rolls for combat attacks that target this unit. Also really nice. Then we have this signature spell. It's Refined Senses, of course in your hero phase, and it's being cast on a 4. Make your casting roll of 2d6. The effect is for the rest of the turn. Add 1 to wound rolls for this unit's attacks that target enemy heroes. And add 1 to the save rolls for attacks made by enemy heroes that target this unit. Keyword spell. I really like that one. Shalaxi is the hero hunter that this demon should be. Then we have Paramount Hunter, once per turn, a move ability. It says a reaction ability. Your opponents declared a charge ability for a hero within 9 inches of this unit. If this unit is not in combat, it can immediately move 2d6. It can pass through the combat ranges of enemy units, but it must end that move within half an inch of that hero. If it does so, this unit has charged, and that hero's charge ability has no effect. Beautiful. Keywords: core, move, charge, rampage. Beautiful, really beautiful. This is amazing. On paper, it really looks really good. Then we have a once per battle in your combat phase an aggressive ability. It is the Excess of Violence. Declare, pick a friendly non-hero Hedonites of Slaanesh unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. The effect is that target can use 2 fight abilities this turn after the first is used. However, the target has strike last for the rest of the turn. Okay. Friendly non-hero Hedonites of Slaanesh unit. We will see some of the War Scrolls in a moment. Keywords: War Master, Unique, Hero, Monster, Wizard 2, Ward 5, Chaos, Hedonites of Slaanesh, and Demon, of course. So let's look at the Fiends. Health 4, Move 10, Save 5, Control 1. The melee weapons have anti-monster +1 to rend and are companion weapons. Because reasons. Okay, so they can't be modified by the majority of things, but when you play against ogres, they might be, well, affected. So we have once per turn in any combat phase. It is a defensive ability, Soporific Mask. I don't know this word. Declare, pick an enemy unit in combat with this target, with this unit to be the target. The effect is roll a dice on a 4+. That target has strike last for the rest of the turn. Then we have a passive special ability, Disruptive Song. The effect is subtract 1 from casting rolls and unbinding rolls for enemy wizards while they're within 12 inches of this unit. And the passive control ability is Beast. This unit has a maximum control score of 1. We have keywords: Beast, Champion, Ward 6, Chaos, and Demon. This feels really weird. The move is fine, okay. This is, again, one of the only times, as of right now, one of the few times that I'm going to look at the melee profile here, because it's 4 attacks, which is amazing. Hit on a 4, wound on a 3, rend 1, damage d3, anti-monster +1 to rend. Okay, the 4+ to strike last, let's ignore that one because it's a 50-50. So every turn every 2 turns you're in close combat with an enemy. Hopefully you will survive because save 5 and ward 6. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath for them to survive. Disruptive Song can be amazing, so you want to charge an enemy wizard with this unit. The beast ability is, we have seen this one with the squigs already, because no matter how many models you have, these come, I believe, in a pair of 3. So you can reinforce them once to 6 models, if I'm correct right now. And doesn't matter, you only ever have a control score of 1. So if there is an enemy wizard on that mission objective, usually heroes have a control of 2. The wizard is still the controlling player. Your opponent still does have the control point. Okay, Symbaresh Twin Souls. I really like those. Health 2, move 6, save 4, control 1. Merciless weapons have no ability because the battle traits wants you to give them euphoric, basically, so they have an ability. So the passive defensive ability, we have 2 of them. One is Ego-Driven Excess. If this unit did not charge this turn, subtract 1 from the attacks characteristic of melee weapons used by enemy units while they are in combat with this unit. So you want your enemy to attack you. And the Fiendish Reflexes, if this unit did not charge this turn, it has a ward of 5 while it is in combat. Because the keywords is just Infantry, Champion, Symbarite. There is no ward here. So, my only gripe with this one is if you want your enemy to charge your Twin Souls. What is with the Myrmidons? The Myrmidons are those with the shield. Are those even more defensive? I really want to know. This is, again, I want more of this faction focus because we only get a glimpse. And I don't want to be that negative right here, because I do like Slaanesh. Even though I'm a Tzeentch fan, Slaanesh is always really interesting. I still want a hero that is excessive in sleeping. I just want that model to sleep and being carried on a palanquin like our Grand Gourmand, and that just everyone around that model is fighting better. Okay, then we have the Fane of Slaanesh, the faction terrain. It gives you cover and impassable, health 10, save 4. In your hero phase, you have a Damned Conduit. Declare, pick a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit wholly within 12 inches of this terrain feature to be the target. The effect is allocate D3 damage points to the target. Ward rolls cannot be made for those damage points. Then pick one of the following effects to apply until the start of your next turn. It is either add 1 to wound rolls for the target's combat attacks, seems good. Add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls for the target, also seems good. Add 1 to casting rolls and unbinding rolls for the target. The faction terrain seems nice. Also, it has a ward of 6. But again, it's damage points to your own army. It might be worth it. I really like the Run and Charge edition here. This is the one that I would do. Okay, word from the studio. Jimbo, the battle traits have been rewritten to give the Slaanesh player more agency when buffing their units. They must balance their desire for success through excess euphoric killers against the risk of temptation that they give to their opponent. Each time you buff a unit to increase its damage and mobility, you give your opponent a temptation dice that they can use to try to guarantee a roll of 6. Each temptation dice must be rolled, and failure can result in these warriors succumbing to their own depravity. Perhaps a gamble worth making to force through a key charge or guarantee a devastating blow lands on the frenzied revelers that they face. This is also the first word from the studio where I say why are you not saying, or why are you not telling us what this army should play like? This is something that I'm missing here. Also, here they are, the Myrmidons, by the way. So I really, really hope that we will get a clarification somewhere in the future when the index cards are here, because it feels meh right now. So then we have the Spearhead Spotlight. We have here 3 Slangors, we have 10 Blizzbarb Archers with their token here, the 11th model in the box. We have 5 Slickblade Seekers, and the Mirror Shade Spellcaster. I forgot the name of the hero unit, I'm sorry. Shard Speaker, haha. So we have the battle traits. It is the Temptations of Slaanesh. You receive 6 temptation dice at the start of the battle round. Each time your opponent makes a failed hit roll, a failed wound roll, or a failed save roll, you can offer them a temptation dice. If they accept your offer, that roll is replaced with a 6. Rolls replaced in this way cannot be re-rolled or modified. Each time your opponent accepts your offer of a temptation dice, you gain d6 depravity points. Each time your opponent rejects your offer of temptation, inflict d3 mortal damage on the unit for which the roll was made. Why does this sound better than the battle trait we have for the bigger game? So you cannot offer your opponent a temptation dice for the same enemy unit more than once per phase. At the end of the battle round, all remaining temptation dice are lost. All friendly units gain passive abilities from the table below based on the number of depravity points you have. These abilities are cumulative. So first of all, I wouldn't have abbreviated this with DP, but this is the world we live in. But also really fitting for Slaanesh. But okay. Maybe that's just my mind. So, depravity points 12. Tantalizing Torment. This unit can use run ability and still use charge abilities later in the turn. Depravity points 24 plus. This unit's melee weapons have crit mortal. And 36 points Oblivious Indulgence. This unit has a ward of 5. This looks way, way better in my mind. I, again, might be a little biased here because, again, I'm Tzeentch. But if you're a Slaanesh player, please let me know what you think of this, because Temptations of Slaanesh looks better than, again, the battle traits of the, what was the name? Sorry, Euphoric Killers and Excess of Depravity. So, as a War Scroll example, we have the Slickblade Seekers. Health 4, Move 12, Save 5, Control 1. The Slickblade Glaives have charge +1 to damage, and of course, the Steed's Poison Tongue has Companion. The passive movement ability is Unrivaled Velocity. You can reroll charge rolls for this unit. Keywords: Cavalry. So, okay, tomorrow we'll go from clouds of incense to the fog of marsh mists as the cruel boys lunge out of the swamps of the mortal realms for truly cunning faction focus. For that one, I'm also really excited. So next week we have Sylvaneth, Seraphon, Khorne, and probably the Ironjaws. That is my understanding right now when we tomorrow have the cruel boys. But okay, again, I'm a little bit here, especially with the battle trait, because you're giving your opponent another battle trait. This is my understanding here. Why would I do this to 3 of my units to give my opponent something good? Because, again, on a roll of 1 to 2, to just inflict d3 mortal damage it's not enough. But yeah, these are just my thoughts. This is just my opinion. Please let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, please remember to do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is not only fun. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more wargaming almost every day. But until then, have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, bye, bye.